Hi sewing friends, welcome to my sewing room. My name's Beth. If you're new, welcome. Last week or so, maybe it's been 2 weeks, I was at the thrift store and I saw a quilt made with half square triangles, and I wanted to show you how to make it, and today I'm making a mini version. Let's get started. Here is the thrift store I visited a couple weeks ago, and I do have a video about the trip. And here is the quilt that I saw that I did not purchase, but I did want to share about how to make this quilt. I made one very similar to this a few years ago, and today I'm going to make a mini version. For my little placemat today, or small quilt, I chose 8 different fabrics, and here are a couple of printed fabrics that are kind of the inspiration colors for my small quilt. Before I begin cutting squares, I thought I would show you this picture of the half square triangles in rows, and as you can see, the first row is 2 colors and the second row is 2 colors, and I'm sort of moving through the colors. The row 1 is a yellow and a gray, and row 2 is a gray and a green, and then I have to keep repeating, like the green and then the next color. So that's how I laid out my squares before I started making my half square triangles. So now I'm back to my squares that are cut 3 inches, a generous 3 inches, and I set them down on my table in order, and I have 3 of each color in each of these little stacks, so I'll be making 6 half square triangles out of each of these sets, and I kind of kept them in order so that hopefully they wouldn't get mixed up. I'll be making half square triangles, and I typically draw a pencil line from corner to corner, putting the right sides together, and I will sew a seam on both sides of that pencil line. I'll cut along the pencil line and press, and I should have 6 half square triangles with these 3 sets of squares when I'm finished. After doing that first set and having an idea of how my little project is going to go together, I sat down and finished making all of those half square triangles, and then I pressed, and when I had all of my half square triangles completed, as you can see, I tried to keep everything in order. I pressed them, and then I trimmed them all to 2.5 inches. this small little quilt, there are 8 rows, 6 half square triangles across, so 6 by 8. And I tried to get my fabrics to have a contrast, sort of darks and lights. They don't all have a great contrast, but the pattern shows up a lot better if you can have some contrast in your fabrics. Had all of my half square triangles ready to go. I laid out my rows, and as you can see, the yellow there is making a triangle, but I focused on that second triangle, the gray. That was a little easier for me to follow because it's not broken up. And my next row will have a green triangle, and if I focused on that triangle, then everything came together really well, and you can see the pattern of that zigzag or that lightning streak as you go through. After I laid out my half square triangles, I sewed them all together in rows, and then I put the rows together, and before you knew it, I had a little mini quilt, and I'm really looking forward to using this for the family kitchen counter. We often have little placemats when we sit there to eat, and this will be a fun fall looking placemat. This is a really simple quilt pattern that could really be used any size and adjusted to whatever you wanted to make. The quilt I saw at the thrift store uses much larger half square triangles. They were probably 4 to 5 inches. These are smaller because it is a smaller project. The batting piece that I found just barely fits the width of this little table mat, and I was really happy that I could use this small leftover piece. I'm using a very small, tiny spray of that 505 basting spray. It doesn't take much at all, just a couple of little squirts on the batting, and then I smoothed the quilt top and the backing right on top, and I'll be quilting lines using my zigzag seams as my guide. I'll be sewing right next to the seam. I could do a seam or a quilting stitch right in the middle of the seam, which is called quilting in the ditch, stitch in the ditch, but I'm going to sew right next to the seam using my presser foot kind of as a guide. Just follow along the seam, and it'll be maybe about 1/4 inch away from the seam, and I'll do that along each of these zigzags. My little project is quilted. I am going to trim away the excess batting and backing using that top little quilt as my guide. My binding is cut 1 3/4 inch wide for this small project. When I make quilts, I cut it 2.5 inches and then I fold it, but this is just a single layer of binding. I've joined the ends and I'm going to cut away that little triangle, and I'll be attaching this to the back of my quilt. I am going to begin on one side. I folded the edge of the binding over, and that's where I'll begin sewing. This is just an easy, quick way to get that binding on and to get all of the raw edges inside. When I got to the corner, I stopped about 1/4 inch away from the end, and I pivoted and sewed off of the corner, so I have a little diagonal seam, I guess, and then I pulled my binding up and down and made a fold there on the top, and I'll begin sewing right on that fold, and I'll do the same thing all the way around. When I got to the end, I made sure that my tail there needs to cover that triangle fold that I made at the beginning, and then I'll sew that last bit of binding right over that fold so that when I turn my binding to the right side, all the raw edges will be inside, and I'll flip the binding, kind of fold it, get that raw edge in, and then I'm going to pin around the outside of my small quilt here before top stitching all the way around. small little quilt turned out so cute. Here it is on my kitchen counter, and I will enjoy using it during this fall season and maybe all year long. And I also enjoyed putting my persimmons right on top. I think that really highlights the color of this beautiful fruit that comes once a year. We really enjoy our persimmons this time of year. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time.